So guys, I had some requests to make a video on cleanup. Also had a request for how I'm going to deal with the cappings, and they tie together. I don't clean up thoroughly between extractions. I'll have multiple extractions to do until the end of the year. Then toward about October or so, I'll be done with honey and I'll clean everything up for the winter. But in between, there's no reason to deep clean it. What I like to do as far as the cappings is I have this, it's a Man Lake model. I'm not 100% thrilled with it. I don't like the valve setup. I think that there are definitely some improvements out there in the market now, like with what Thorn Manufacturing has coming out. I think I'd like to see the valves a little closer together on that model, but shoot, I'm sure he's probably open to some custom suggestions. So when that's in the budget, I'll be getting rid of this thing. This is 30 gallons. I use a square shovel. I let the cappings drain for a couple days so that most of the honey is out. You can see these are pretty light. Now I built a table for my wax melter so that I can move it around beside the tank so that it's easy and I don't have a lot of spill. It's important not to leave these cappings in the tank for very long because of small hive beetle. Now if I get these cleaned out and I let this honey get drained out, then this tank's fine. It's not going to be any problem leaving it. It'd just be a little sticky on the inside. So I'm sure you guys have better things to do than watch me fill this up, but maybe I'll edit it out. So this wax will melt down. There'll be a good bit of honey in it as well. I will pour off the honey and feed it back to the bees, and then I'll pour off the wax and save it for the winter time, where I will render this down again to get it nice and clean and how I like to see it to sell. Scrape this off. Okay guys, so I showed you how I shovel out my cappings. My tank, I can move it around wherever I need it. Don't have to worry about that. The clarifier is going to keep some honey in it the remainder of the time that I'm extracting honey. So your basic cleanup, buckets that had strainers in it, they'll go upside down to strain into the tank. A small pump up sprayer is a great thing to have for your floors. So if you know this, great, and if you don't, here's a good tip for you. Purple Power degreaser will dissolve propolis on the floor, and it does pretty good with everything else too. So it's not a deep, thorough clean, but this is what I like to do. I'll spray down the floor with degreaser. Nothing major, just the high traffic areas. I'm not trying to do a thorough clean here. I don't want things sticky. I may hit the side of my tank a little. Be careful to not get into my clarifier. And I like to use the lavender scented bleach. And I also spray bleach water on the floor, and I'll spray down the sides and outsides of my stuff where there might be some sticky. Then guys, I simply follow that up with a bucket of hot water with a rag in it to clean along the edges. I may, I don't want to get it on my electrical stuff, but I'll clean the knobs, any switches, wipe stuff down where I'm walking, wipe down the outsides, just get anything that's sticky off. The insides I don't worry about right now. There's really no point in doing a deep clean like that unless you're done extracting. So when I'm done with all that though, I'll just take a water hose. I will unbolt these from the floor, take a water hose with some cold water, spray them out, tilt them, bring them back in after they've dried out, mount them back. Same with this tank. Drain the water out of the clarifier for winter in case the heat goes off in here or something so it doesn't freeze and bust. It's pretty simple. I don't drain my hot water tank for my knives. I haven't had any problems out of that yet. And that's pretty much it. On the floor, you can get these at Harbor Freight. So on the floor, after you've sprayed your degreaser down, if you got any lumps or wax, stuff like that, just hit it, and it'll come up with the water hose. So there you have it.